Today we're going to do a real quick design tips and tricks, and this has to do with a floating panel, and it also has to do with a shortened Lazy Susan or corner cabinet. In the industry, there's a full-size Lazy Susan, which is 36 by 36 or 33 by 33, but there's also a Susan like you see here that is actually a shortened Easy Reach or a shortened Susan, and they come in 18 inches depth by 18 inches depth. Real common because it is easier to ship, it is easier to move, it goes through more doors. So this is the reason that you see this a lot of times. The floating panel is this here, and this is because we have a dishwasher here and we have a range here. Even though you see the offsets that we're using, we have a range that's standing there. So as you start to lay this out, your only anchor in this entire room is this corner right here. After you establish this anchor and you've established your print overhead, your actual design overhead, when you bring this down, you need to go ahead and put some offsets. This is a 30 1/4 inch opening. So we start out with a 30 3/4 inch board because of the 1/4 inch offsets on both sides. And we put one in the top, one in the bottom, and one at the back wall. That establishes this hole as a 30 1/4 inch hole. Now after we do that, we lock this panel in to the wall, but then we also take and we establish this as a 24 1/8 inch opening for the dishwasher. Again, 24 1/8 inch here on the bottom. And one of the reasons we're doing the 1/8 inch is because we're adding a panel here on the back. That panel is actually a 1/4 inch thick, so we're taking up some of the thickness of the overhang by doing it on that side. So 24 1/8 is the spacing that we're leaving here. And then when we're done, we're actually going to put one more cleat in, which is right against the wall like we did behind the stove. We'll put a cleat, solid cleat that stays there. But then this is the stud work that you actually have to do for the foreshortened or the size, the 18 inch deep Easy Reach corner. So you've got a 6 inch little pocket stud there, a 6 inch pocket stud there, and then that gets you to the studs in the wall. See right there, you've got studs. So you're gonna have this little pocket stud that's on both sides that reaches over to the wall. It's screwed to it, and that fits warranty for that to be that way. Here's where the sink base of this is at, and this is a sink base 33. And every time you have a sink base 33, you need to scoop the sides of it. And the reason that is because when we scoop the sides, it allows for clips to be put in. It allows for to be able to put brackets in. Allows for hoses to be run, all kinds of stuff like that. Now let's look at this outside framing real quick. On the outside framing, this is 2 by 2s, 1.5 by 1.5s, built like a little stud wall. Again, you've got offset blocks at the floor. You've got offset blocks, pocket blocks up here at the top. And this makes this exactly 24 inches from the back of this to the front of that. So this is 1.5 inches, that's 4, and this is 18 inches. So when we start looking at overall the framing, this is gonna support the panel that goes across the back. And because this is a concrete floor, we're gonna go along and we're gonna lift the edge of the cabinet. So we're gonna silicone or RTV that to the floor to give us some rigidity. And we've already set the countertop up on this to create that exact 90-degree corner that we need. When we did that countertop, we do a laminate, we actually mark that on the floor so that we can keep up with where that's supposed to be at to match our countertop. All right, if you have any questions about this, again, it's just a real unique corner. It's a real unique panel situation. If you have any questions about this, feel free to call me, 423-650-1051. Have a great day.